Everybody's back to school in Greater West Bloomfield, which means student athletics is gearing up for many different sports. The West Bloomfield Lakers will be hitting the football field against the Dearborn Fordson Tractors in just a few short days, kicking off what's sure to be an electric season from these very talented student athletes. Eric Pierce, the athletic director for the West Bloomfield School District, joins us now on the Splash Live to tell us all about it. Eric, really happy to have you with us this morning.
Jake, it's great to be here. Thank you, as always, for having me.
Of course. Another school year is underway, and many different sports are going to be gearing up in the coming months. What are your overall expectations for West Bloomfield High School athletics for the 2025-26 school year?
Well, I think as an athletic director, the biggest thing that we want is we stay to our mission with West Bloomfield Athletics, and that's to offer the best experience possible in educational athletics for our student athletes. And with the amount of offerings that we have and the coaches that we have and the players and the facilities, there's no doubt that that's going to occur again this year. Extremely excited for the fall season. We have, increased participation in a lot of our sports, and we're looking to turn some heads in the fall.
Can't wait to see it. Now, football has always been a major spotlight program at West Bloomfield High School. And like I said, we're going to be seeing the football team out on the field in just a couple days. What do you anticipate from this year's team, both on and off the field?
Yeah, so this year's team's a little bit of a new look for us. We have a new quarterback coming in, Jackson Carver, that's going to be at the helm of our offense. He's an exciting athlete that's out there. He definitely looks the part. He's tall, he's athletic, he's got a strong arm. And we've got a lot of people that know their assignments and can understand their role, and we're looking forward to great things from them. A Jamal Shakespeare, who's going to go out there in both offense and defense and do some great things for us. Jeremiah Benson, one of our stud defensive linemen, that's going to contribute greatly. Will Espy, who's going to hold down the defense, whether it's safety or in other positions. We've got big Travis Robertson on the offensive line, our 6'7" monster on the offensive line that holds things down, and other people like Kamari Pittman on defense that are going to do great things. So overall, like I said, it's a little bit of a different look in terms of our team this year. But I'm impressed with what I've seen so far, and I think the community can expect great things from the Laker football program this year.
I'm trying to take mental notes of every single name you just said, so that way in a few years, when the NFL draft comes around and these names get called, I can say, oh, I remember this guy back when they were playing for West Bloomfield. Hopefully see a few future Max Hairstons out there as well. And beyond football, what other sports programs do you think really have the potential to stand out this year?
Well, one of the first things that comes to mind is girls swim and dive, and we have an absolute star in our girls swimming program, in Elizabeth Eichrecht, who's won multiple state titles every year that she's been here so far at West Bloomfield High School. She's a senior this year. Looking forward to end it with a couple more state titles and some events, but she does a fantastic job. Boys soccer is something that last year we won a district title in. They started off with a win against Walled Lake Northern last week, and once again a new look team, but we've got kids that know how to win in the program, and we're looking forward to exciting things there from Coach Kostecki and his team. Volleyball has a new coach this year, and Mike Armstrong took over for our volleyball program, but we have a bunch of leaders on that team and a bunch of fantastic student athletes, names such as Kelsey Hartley, Amani Agut, you look at Sasha Jackson, and they'll all contribute and do wonderful things for our volleyball program as well. And then, we've got our golf program has expanded since Taylor Strobridge and Kevin Reed took over. Field hockey started off with a win against Birmingham just last night. Cross country's all in swing right now. Boys tennis. I mean, there's just a full gamut of sports opportunities, equestrian as well.
West Bloomfield home to some very talented athletes. That's what I'm hearing, Eric. For those just joining us right now on the Splash Live, I'm talking with West Bloomfield High School Athletic Director Eric Pierce, giving us a preview of what we can expect from student athletics this school year. Now, Eric, Detroit's professional sports teams have had a bit of a resurgence within the last few years. The Lions have had some of the best seasons they've had recently. Pistons have done great things in the playoffs, and the Tigers right now are one of the top teams in baseball. Do you feel that momentum trickles down and inspires athletes at the high school level?
Of course, I think anytime that there's a buzz with the professional teams around, you see it trickle down to the younger levels, whether it's 8U baseball or 10U or whatever, going all the way up through high school. Athletes are still role models, and no matter what level you're looking at, college, pros, whatever, you're going to want to see people that want to try to emulate what they're doing out there. And the fact that the pro teams, the professional teams in Detroit are doing such a great job right now, and you've got some college teams that are doing some wonderful things, it sure does inspire our programs around here. You can see that in the increased participation that happens when you see teams that are out there doing extremely well.
I mean, yeah, everywhere you look, there are some athletes who are really making a name for themselves and serving as inspirations for a lot of these high school students, like Tarek Skubal and Cade Cunningham and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Lots of great athletes to look up to. And it's also, I think, community support plays a big role in the success of these high school athletics. How do you see that energy building as these local pro teams also succeed?
Yeah, I love the community support that we have in West Bloomfield, and it really does kick off, Jake, with one of our first activities that we have with Family Fun Night that happens this Thursday for our opening football game. And it's really wonderful as an athletic director to see how many students come out, how many of their families come out, and they look at the and honor the police and all the military services, and then they come in and they support our Lakers when they're out on the field. It's a wonderful atmosphere. It really does provide an excellent start to the football season. I'm looking forward to it on Thursday. Hopefully the rain holds off with everything because we want as many people there as we possibly can. But it provides an electric atmosphere. So I can't thank the community enough for how much they support our Lakers athletics programs. And that goes beyond just, coming to the games and being in the seats, but it's about, voting for the different facilities that we have and the expansion of the facilities. And it provides us with excellent opportunities for our student athletes.
That's certainly right. And speaking of those facilities, I'm curious, are there going to be any new initiatives or programs being introduced this year to support the athletics at West Bloomfield High School?
Well, we always have some things in the works, right? There's always a list of plans that we have and things that we want to look at. One of the things that we did develop or did bring into athletics this year were huddle cameras. So now we can basically provide some instant support and feedback for our teams while they're in game. We're going to have those cameras that are available for every single one of our programs that are out there. We did pay for the subscription for everybody, so it's really bringing technology to all of our sports, not just the sports like football or volleyball, but making sure that all our teams have that opportunity as well.
Oh, I love it, Eric. I love everything you're telling me. That's sure to be a great introduction and a great thing to see with the football team. A couple more questions before we wrap things up. All in all, what are your biggest hopes for West Bloomfield High School athletics this year, both in terms of team achievements and individual growth?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that we always hang our hat on here at West Bloomfield is the idea of a student athlete. And our student athletes, they really do excel both on the field and in the classroom. And you see that, whether it's through our signing days that we have where we honor our students that are going to compete in college and continue to compete in their sport, or just the number of the senior scholar athletes that we have and that we honor every single year. Our students are absolutely leading by example on and off the field, and that's truly an honor to be out there and watch them and see how they grow and develop from their freshman year all the way through their senior year. The other thing that as an athletic program that we always look for is we always look to have our teams be a better product at the end of the year than they are at the beginning of the year. We want to see that continued growth. We want to see how they gel with each other. We want to see, that they're putting the team above themselves, in a lot of cases. And it's fun to watch that development as we go through the seasons as well. But most importantly, we want our student athletes to have these memorable experiences that last a lifetime. And when they look back at their Laker experience, they can say, "Hey, Laker Nation was awesome. It was great to be a part of it. It was great to play sports. It was great to have the fans cheer for us, and it was great to support all of our other teammates and friends and all the other teams that are out there that were competing for the Lakers."
Fantastic. Last question, Eric. Looking long term, how do you envision West Bloomfield High School's athletic program continuing to grow and adapt in the years to come?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we see right now is development of youth programs in some of our sports to help with the growth of those sports. For instance, something like field hockey with our coach Zahid is doing a lot of youth clinics to try to expand that program. Softball, Coach Mike Bauer is trying to do the same thing in terms of having these clinics for our community where they can come out and actually learn from the high school coach and eventually build that program as well. Boys lacrosse, you started seeing things going on in the middle school for our lacrosse program where they offered co-ed lacrosse in the middle school to help be a feeder program to our lacrosse programs here as well. So ultimately, the goal is growth in everything. We want to keep on providing as many opportunities as we can for our students so that they can go out and achieve and feel a part of something. We always talk about West Bloomfield High School and how it's a place where everybody belongs. And the reason why it's a place where everybody belongs is because we have a number of sports, clubs, activities, things that they can do that make them feel a part of something. And ultimately, that's the big plan here, is to keep everybody involved in everything.
That's right, and I cannot wait to see what every single one of these athletes accomplishes throughout this entire school year. Eric, thank you so much for joining us today here on the Splash Live.
Thanks so much, Jake. Appreciate it.